Manish Tewari's insinuation that the truth was there in that coup story is wrong. Now, Manish Tewari's insinuation that the truth was there in that coup story is wrong. Now, Manish Tewari's insinuation that the truth was there in that coup story is wrong. Now,
36th episode of Wednesdays for Waste Warriors, WWW equals 5R. And today I'm live from Bombay. Welcome everyone. We have our guest joining soon. Let me just help him join the live. Hi Prasad.
Hi, Anuja.
Welcome. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you, but I don't think I can see you.
Um, I wonder why. But can you check your camera setting? If you want, you can join again, like exit and join again the same way.
Sure.
Are you joining from your phone?
Yes, through my phone.
Yeah. So um, I'm not sure. Why can't you see?
Just give me a second.
Sure. All right. So these are the technical challenges that we always very often face, but nevertheless, we continue, and that's how have reached the 36th episode of our series. Yeah. Hi, Prasad. Are you able to see the video?
Um, yeah, I can see myself, but not you again. Uh, no idea why.
All right, no problem. But I can see you and I can see myself. I think let's ask Manjari. Can you see both the participants on your screen? If they can see both of us, then I think
That's
it's fine. Yeah. So welcome, Prasad. Thank you for joining. You're joining from Bangalore, right?
yes.
All right, great. So, welcome to Wednesdays for Waste Warrior, WWW equals 5R, and these 5Rs are the principles and pillars of waste management. Okay, so Dr. Reddy is saying both are visible to the world, so it's good. Everyone can see us. Is that fine with you, Prasad? Hello? Started in 2021 as an effort to bring together all the waste management professionals, experts, or individuals who are doing something or the other to innovate the waste management and sustainability, scenario services with products. So you are one of them, and you with your company provide sustainable solutions. And the other day, like I joined your webinar that you had for sustainable menstruation. So these are all very important topics that we need to create awareness for um, in today's times, because like researchers and experts have said there'll be more plastic in ocean than fish. So that's a very scary scenario. So we would like to welcome you, Prasad, and we would love that you introduce and tell us about what you do and how you started.
Okay. So first of all, thank you so much, Anuja, for this opportunity to speak to all the like-minded people of sustainability and share my part of the story and actually share what I'm trying to achieve through my company, Greenlight. So first of all, I am not at all from the background of any sustainability. I'm an automotive professional. I have been in the automotive industry for almost 14 years. I was with companies like Bosch and then with Timken. And during this period of it, I kind of started involving myself with certain NGO related activities, and which NGO, when I say NGO, it is not kind of the real ones, but basically into the spaces of women empowerment, electric vehicles, sustainability, and such like that. So that is when I started realizing a lot about the environment abuse that we are having in terms of our lifestyles. And that is when it started slowly triggering me that we need to do something about it, or else our future generations is really going to face the brunt of it. So that is when we started this company called Grivine. It's been a year and a half old, 1.5 years back. So the company's name is Grivine. So it is a combination of two words, green and rewind. So we say rewind to a greener planet. So that is how we've coined the word Grivine. And so we started basically with the sanitary products, which is the organic sanitary pads, the menstrual cups, and slowly we kind of say have targeted four major segments of our waste, which is plastic waste, paper waste, sanitary waste, and textile waste. So these are the four major wastes that we've identified, and we wanted to bring in these alternate products. And India is really such an amazing country that we have beautiful, amazing, creative, innovative minds here. So why not utilize them? There are beautiful products out there, but probably it's just that the marketing needs to be done and the product needs to be reached out to the mass consumers. So that is when we kind of identified these four major segment of waste, and we have been adding products into these segments of it so that we can reduce these wastes going into the landfills. So of course, we all know the three R concepts: reduce, reuse, recycle. So we somehow want to connect all our products into these categories of it. So that's how the journey has been. And I think every one of us here will understand and agree that sustainability is still at a nascent stage for Indian mass consumers. And until unless the mass consumers really start adopting eco-friendly and sustainable products, the niche segment really can't make an impact as required from the SDG, or you look at the UN reports. So the mass consumer needs to start adopting it, and that's where we are also trying to have affordability as one major pillar of our company. So we call it as our three major pillars are called EAT. So we stand for E stands for education, A stands for affordability, and T stands for technological collaborations. So, of course, you need to educate consumers. Look, there is a problem. You need to understand that you are part of the problem. So, first and foremost is educating the consumers, then making them affordable products which are affordable. So I wouldn't say products to be cheaper than the current thing, but of course affordable. If I'm able to pay for a 30 rupees plastic toothbrush, I can definitely afford to pay 40 rupees for for a bamboo toothbrush, right? So affordability is a very important factor that we kind of take into it. And then technological collaborations, which is keep innovating in terms of the new products, new designs that we bring onto the platforms. So that's how we've been working since last 1.5 years.
Yeah, that's is good. The rewind part I really appreciate because we need to go our not many generations ago. I would say just our grandmoms and grandfathers, and I can also include my own mom, and she still lives a very sustainable life. So it's in our generation when this change and the convenience to plastic syndrome happened. I clearly remember when I was in ninth grade, there was this major national campaign where Maggie was distributed in schools, and that's the first time I would say this. It was kind of introduced as a 2 minute noodle, and also that plastic thing started. So
Absolutely.
it was, I guess, 87 or something like that. But until then, it was always like you go and you buy from the stores, and they will pack it in their paper or some packet like that. And for oil, you would go and take your own steel can and then fill oil and bring it. And some brands had started their big plastic, like parachute hat and all those. But most of it was still tin cans and thick plastic. We didn't have such a flooded market with single-use plastics. So I clearly remember when it started. And of course, we are the only generation who are witnessing it, and we can do something about it. So I understand it's nascent stage, but there is an urgency. We can't
Absolutely.
really take our own sweet time and then okay, we'll look into it, we'll check it out, and we'll think about it. We don't have that time. It is like now, or we
No,
suffer.
it's a ticking bomb. It's a ticking
Yeah.
bomb, but people are not noticing that there is a bomb out there.
Yeah, and it's like when people talk about climate change in a future tense or like it's a threat. It's not a threat. It's a danger today, present, and the time to take action was yesterday. So all those
Absolutely.
sentences are just, I don't know why people think they're just slogans, and it definitely is very worrisome. And as the founder of EP Skills School for Climate Action, I work with school children and try to tell them how climate action is the most important thing. If you don't done climate action in school when you're adult, it will be too late to learn. So you better, you can start uh, converting them into the warriors that we want. Adults are too fixed minded. Children are
Absolutely.
great influencers, so we should work with children. That's what
And
I
after all,
believe.
it's for their future, right?
Yeah, it's their future. So it's so sad that we as adults are still discussing and organizing these conferences and greenwashing and just talking about it. And there is no sense of urgency that oh, my child is growing and growing up in to see this, but it's really sad. So Tara, you told us how you started, and did you face like you're not from this field, so did you face any challenges? Did people say that what are you doing? Are you mad? Why do you want to do this?
Absolutely. I mean, even people, even today, tell me, "Are you mad? Really? I mean, you left your high-paying job for what? For this kind of a thing." But I feel that when I look back in the last 1.5 years, when I kind of have an equivalent of probably how much carbon dioxide I would have saved, or how many trees I would have probably saved from cutting down, I'm kind of feel really happy and give a pat on my back. But definitely, yes, there is every one of us are here, one with a purpose, and two, of course, you also need a financial freedom of it. So that's definitely important, and that is where sustainability is. If you look at the entire aspect of it, you don't have to really compromise on any quality or any other stuff, and that is what I'm trying to say. That sustainability doesn't mean you're compromising on anything. There are absolutely great quality products out there made in India, which are affordable and reachable for the Indian consumers. So the consumers need to just have that open-mindedness of trying these products. Okay, I would probably say sustainability for me something is like that. You remember there is a table which used to say 9 into 1 is 9, 9 into 2 is 18, 9 into 3 is 28, and 9 into 4 is 36. So somebody will say that, hey, you said that 9 into 3 is 28. It's wrong, it's 27. But look at the other three things which you are doing right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
sustainability needs to be looked at from that angle, that you don't need to find what are the wrong things that is happening from a particular company or others, but look at the other great things that you can get inspired by and start adopting it. Because one small adoption can really bring so much of change. It's not just about what will happen if I just switch, but what will happen if I can switch and make others switch. So every one of us need to think that it's they're part of it, and that is where I think I probably see that there are three important stakeholders in this entire concept of sustainability. One is individuals, this is the consumers. The second one are the corporations and all the institutions. And third one is the regulators. And the regulators is where needs to drive a very, very stringent policies, and a lot of effort needs to go out in there so that the sustainability as a concept is driven at school levels, because it needs to be made compulsory at every school. A child needs to learn about sustainability. What is it? Why are they being taught? In fact, it's we also had a few opportunities where we were able to take the school children to certain places where the plastic and everything is segregated and recycled. So as soon as we entered, a couple of kids said, "Hey, it's too smelly." I said, "That is why we are trying to solve your problem."
Yeah.
So they need to understand what amount of effort is happening, what amount of effort needs to be put in. So therefore, they can reduce these items back when they go home. And of course, there has been certain good reports also where the children, after being educated, also educated their parents. That look, probably we could reduce these things. So it's a nice thing that every school needs to learn this. Corporates. I don't know how many corporate employees every employee knows about SDG goals. How many
No,
of
they
them?
don't know.
Exactly. Yes, I mean, I was surprised when I was making a presentation to a German MNC, whom I will not name for reasons. And I was into the sixth, seventh slide of my presentation, and the ESG head, whom I was presenting to, asked me, "What does SDG mean?" So this was a little surprising for me that an ESG head of a particular company doesn't know what SDG means. Then what could be the things of the employees of that company? So what are we educating consume our own employees about it? It is not, ESG is not about those tick marks which we are complying to certain norms of it. How are we bringing sustainability into the design of products, the after use of those products, through the usage of the products? I think every, so the regulators will drive the corporates will have to bring in the changes amongst the consumers. Otherwise, it's just that you're not going to sit and wait that something magical is going to happen. There is no magic wand over here. We all carry our own wands, and we have to do our own set of responsibility. It is not that someone else will save it. We ourselves will have to do that.
Yeah. We are the magic. We have to
Absolutely.
believe that we are the magic.
I mean,
We are the superpowers who have that, it's like that moment that you realize that, oh, why am I waiting for someone else to do this? I have the superpower. It's like every Spider-Man or anybody. That moment has to come in everybody's life and they have to realize that it is in my hands. Because like
Exactly.
I attended this trade fair today, the EFAT, and I just came from there, and we were talking about sustainability and circularity and waste management and climate action and climate change and COP 28 and everything, but in the lunch area you see paper cups, and I was like, you know, so it's not difficult because earlier it was always the cups or the glasses. So the paper cups is the new entry, you know.
Yeah.
So the paper cup that is the new entry should be the easy thing to eliminate. Nobody has gotten used to it. But it's a convenience that, oh, I don't have to wash, I don't have to do this, dry and stack and all that. It's just dump, dump, dump. So dumping is the new practice, and dumping is what we need to stop. And dumping is creating dump sites because India doesn't have much landfills. Landfills is a very scientific. I keep telling people again and again, landfills are scientifically prepared, sites where you have some the last kind of a
It
your
will
stuff
extract
going
methane out of it.
which cannot be recycled or done anything. That is the last end of the trash. But if it is not prepared and sanitary and that all the process has not gone into it, scientific process, then it's just a dump yard. And that dump yard is leaching toxins in your water, in your soil, and you're drinking that. And so many people, in the morning before going there, I saw the pictures of fish all floating on the lakes. In one from Bangalore, one from the Maharashtra river. How are they dying? Because of the effluents. And those are from the factories. There is a research that I saw, the video that ISER had done in Bangalore, that the uh, the drainage, the levels of the water used to increase at after 11 o'clock at night, 11:30, until morning 6 o'clock. And when they saw that, they studied what happened. Why is it happening? So the factories illegally would, open their, what do you call that, the taps of
Taps.
polluted water. They would just release it in the river or the lake, and it will all mix. Then whatever you're trying to do, it makes no sense. So, of course, I agree with you that regulations have to be very, very strict. There should be no mercy at all. But right now, it's not, we've not reached there. All the discounts, all the excuses, all the extensions are being given to the producers. And the producers are the polluters. And
Exactly.
we are just individuals. Our pollution cannot be compared to what they do. It's like developed countries uh, producing X amount of waste, and then they point out to developing countries like India and say that, oh, you have produced so much waste. We have nothing in comparison to their consumerism. You know, so
Yeah.
this has to change. We have regulations, we have solid waste management laws, we have so many other laws, EPR laws and regulations, but they have to be mandated and implemented. That has to happen. That missing part is that execution.
Yeah, exactly. Plastic ban happened almost couple of years back, but do you
Yeah,
not still get single-use plastics in supermarkets? Yes, we still do.
yeah. We
Yeah.
still have plastic straw, we still have polythene bags, everything is just there. And in fact, now they have compostable, biodegradable bag also. That's
Just,
greenwashing.
just today, I was reading a few of these on an e-commerce platform, certain products, and it all said eco-friendly, eco-friendly. So when I got
Yeah.
into the website and started reading about the product, it said 100% recyclability. So not recycled. So 100% recycling means it can be recycled. But the problem is only 10% of your plastic is being recycled. The remaining 90% is getting into your water streams and oceans and other ways. So
Exactly.
making a product recyclability is not the concept of it. You need to start using recycled products. So, I mean, I'm sure all the people who've joined on this thing have that urge to understand, educate, or put out their own thoughts about sustainability. I'm sure we are all following it. But actually, the problem is outside the circle of it.
Yeah.
They are the ones who need to understand and they need to have the urge of why these kind of events happening, why are these kind of webinars being educated. Let me join one of them and then get myself educated, and then that's the first step of moving from a non-sustainable to a sustainable lifestyle. It can start with just a small toothbrush close to about and even your small plastic ballpoint pens. 2 billions of pens are thrown every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's affordable. It's 8 rupees, 5 rupees. You get it in every store of it. But after use, you throw them. I mean, I remember I used to get those refills also earlier times. We used to
Yes.
go and refill them back. So where are those concepts of or the ballpoint pen we used to fill it with ink and then write them. So where are those ways of using and reusing your products? So this convenience actually has really spoiled us to kind of pollute things back.
Very good.
And I don't know, we all are putting our efforts and we all, I think, have the right-minded circle of my waste, my responsibility, and so many other groups that we are all part of. But I think this group needs to grow at an accelerated pace where more and more people need to join and really start doing it from an actionable point of view. Otherwise, it's just sit and wait doesn't wait for this.
Yeah.
And that's my scare. That's my scare. Why isn't there a government really enforcing these things? I mean, sorry, but from an economy scale of it, also recycled products are not there. Sanitary products, or even the what do you say, the plastic product. So alternates are available, which are at the same cost of your taxations. So governments need to kind of give a little bit of what do you say, the subsidies for eco-friendly products. Absolutely, that's going to make it more affordable. And that's when the consumers are going to make a more shift towards these products. And like I said, the products are excellent in terms of quality. I'm not just talking about gravines or anything. You can look into any product which is there, an eco-friendly product across websites and across the products that are available. But start with one product and then slowly bring about those changes. It's just like that example I said, 9 into 1, 9 into 2. One step at a time, and then we'll really reach all aspects of the thing. And we need all people who have joined here. We need everyone's support to really make this group a bigger group and make everyone start adopting these products.
Yeah. And in fact, that was exactly what I was coming to. And you mentioned it at the right time. Today, in one of the forums, there was a question that was asked that people are making sustainable products. They are also having to pay 18% GST. So, if a polluting plastic single-use product, let's say, is has the same price and the same taxation, 18% GST, and a sustainable product also has it, then are we trying to promote sustainability? Because if I want to promote sustainability, how will I promote it? Price discounting, because India is a very, very price sensitive country. And of course, only the 1, 2, or 3 top 3% might be very rich who don't care about the price. But everyone else, when they go to a store, they don't look at the quality, they look at the price tag. So if we are so price sensitive that we'll buy anything if it fits in our budget, that fit in the budget is a very big deal. right? So why
Absolutely.
not make all these sustainable products? Like when we want to have some films made for patriotism and all those things, and we make them tax free, you know, we want everybody to watch it. So when we want this inclusive thing, and we want everybody to be part of it, we know it has to be tax free, it has to be really cheap, and cheap as in monetary cost has to be very affordable. You can't have a metro
Yeah.
ticket of 25 rupees and expect it to be a public transport. Metro is not public transport. Metro is only for the upper middle class and the rich people. Rich people will never go in metro, so the poor will not go definitely. So it's not a public transportation; it's a fancy transportation. Right. Similarly, if you make a menstrual cup, cloth napkin, bamboo toothbrush, or whatever sustainable thing that we are trying to promote, the list. If you make them, there is no GST on that. Only that is how those products will be bought by others. They will be, kind of affordable, accessible, and there will be an attraction to buy that.
And the big companies also will start making efforts to start having these products in their ranges. Ultimately, if there is a ripple effect which is being formed, which is being happening, the big ones are not going to be out of this game. They are also going to be a part of the game, and they'll start creating and making sure the products are also available in this. In this sense, we've all won. I mean, it's not about who wins individually. It's about collectively everyone's going to win at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because when the big guys get into this game, the mass consumers are definitely going to start adopting it. So I think the ripple effect is required, and for that the regulators. I'm very happy that someone raised this point, which we have been trying to do since many months across various platforms, across various industries and government bodies. But I think yes, I'm happy that the voice is getting louder, and I hope it reaches the right ears and actions comes out as early as possible because as you and we all know that time is really ticking every day.
Yeah, and I think like I really agree, and I want that as my waste, my responsibility. A collective group of like about 250 members from all over the country. We should create a petition and write a letter to the ministry, whoever is, or to the Prime Minister directly, the Finance Minister, and request this that if we want to promote sustainability in India, we need to have it no GST. And of
Sure.
course have some stringent measures on quality, because nobody should just overlook quality in the name of sustainability. You can't have some crappy products like greenwashing, compostable and biodegradable bags. There have to be stringent
There has
measures.
to be certain rules of it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I
yeah,
mean, you can't just make everything. Otherwise, everyone's just like I told you that someone calling an eco-friendly product just because it's 100% recyclable, but it is not
yeah.
recycled. So
And eco-friendly, green, all those things are really big, huge greenwash. Like even the big international global brands like H&M have been watched by, consumers that they say all these things, but they don't do what they say. So, people are kind of oh, waking up, let's say, and when they understand that what is being said and what is being done, there is a huge gap between that. They will. We just want people to know that we don't believe in protests and arguments and fights and all that disrespectful behavior. But there is a respectful way of putting it, and we will write a letter, petition, and ask that this is what we need if we want sustainability to be the new mantra. And that's the way we can achieve the sustainable development goals by 2030. We have less than 7 years. It's already end of 2023.
I definitely will share this petition link, which we've already started. It's been a few months. And definitely through the help of My Waste My Responsibility members, we can increase more and more signatures for this petition, and we would want it to be reached out to the finance minister asking for this support of it. So definitely this is one work that we can take it out from after this call.
Yeah, definitely. And we have our, from Sadhivara, we have our dear friend who says the only treatment is change behavior unless every household and others responsible won't change behavior. It will not end. So his new slogan is फैलाओ मत मैनेज करो थ्रू उनका जो स्लोगन है गिव प्लास्टिक टेक गोल्ड उन्होंने वो एक वो बनाया था कैंपेन और 2 क्विंटल 1 क्विंटल ऐसे आप लेकर आओगे और उनके वाइफ ने प्लेज किया जो उनके कहने थे कि उससे हम उनको गोल्ड मेडल देंगे सो really really amazing level of commitment you know that's incredible but वो मैंने कभी किससे ना सुना ना देखा so he was one of our warriors जो हमने थोड़े महीने पहले इंटरव्यू उन्हें किया था बुलाया था as guest और I think we need to keep doing this again and again as a forum for many people to learn from each other कि अच्छा आपने ऐसा कैंपेन किया हम भी ऐसा कर सकते हैं can we modify can we tweak it and learn from each other so there's so much that we can learn from each other.
Absolutely, and we need more people. Like you said, the My Waste My Responsibility group needs to grow to millions, and every city needs to have the small chapters of people who are working within their own areas, within their own cities, and then amplify this voice of it. So,
मतलब he is a sarpanch in his village and he is also a lawyer, a practicing lawyer. So he does both the roles so beautifully. You know, you can imagine how much, what kind of responsibility that load he has, but he just does it so well. And I'm glad that he's part of, us and there's so much. Like you said, हर जगह we have to take my waste, my responsibility, and every individual should feel that if I'm doing this kachra, management is my responsibility, not the waste collector's responsibility.
exactly, it is. So it is two places where it is very important. One, you said school, of course, very important for the schools, the upcoming generations to understand. The second is the corporates.
Yeah.
The corporates need to really take it up very strongly to make sure that these kind of initiatives are 100% implemented, not as just a tick mark for them.
It is a
I've
checklist
seen
right now.
I've seen companies where there's a person who, like I told you, one aspect, there are companies who are VSD people who are just about to retire. They're in the ages of 58, 59. I mean, have the young bloods out in those positions. They are the ones who need to bring the revolutionary change out there. I'm not generalizing on the age part of it, because when I meet them, they are not yet aware of what to be done. It is just about they're retiring, so just get these forms filled out or get these things checked out from each of these departments. It's not about that. Sustainability, ESGs really need to get at the crux level of every organization. It needs to be a cultural change of it. And that's what you see across in other Western, some of the nations and some companies. So it needs to happen in India. It's not about just about how much margins that you bring out in your balance sheet. How much of it are you really bringing it back in the form of sustainability is very important. So when I look at this, I think sustainability is a core concept needs to come across every aspect of it. Right from movies where Bollywood and things are the ones which inspire the mass segments, to probably at a balance sheet level, how much of sustainable initiatives has the company done. So at a CA, CF, all these levels, it needs to be changed. Schools. So sustainability is not just from one toothbrush or anything. It needs to happen at every aspect. I was giving a lecture somewhere and somebody's senior came to me and said that, hey, I've been using bamboo toothbrush. I said, okay, fine. After that, so there's nothing else. So it's not just about,
I I would say it's so kiddish that people think, oh, bamboo toothbrush use कर दिया तो मैं sustainable बन गया और मैं जितने मन चाहे कुरकुरे के पैकेट फेंक सकता हूँ या you know it is so I don't know what is the right word but I would not use that. It is so kiddish. कि
maybe
you're
are you
not
so
talking
ignorant
about
about it? Are you
you're
so
not
ignorant
behavior
about
change. It's
Yep.
more than an ignorant Prasad. It's like you know that there is a sword hanging on your head, but you will not look at it. You will just act as if I don't have any sword. It's just that they're closing their eyes. It's like in Hindi that bird is called Shatrugni, ostrich.
Okay, yeah.
When there is the in
And
storm, wind and all
put
that
his head
stuff.
inside and
Yeah,
thinks nothing is
exactly.
happening.
Yeah, he rises and then it thinks that oh nothing is happening. People are behaving like ostriches, and then they're complaining, oh I don't know why I'm just getting these acid reflexes, and I have this skin problem, and this is happening and that is happening because you're eating so much chemical. You will get acid reflux, and then perhaps your doctor prescribes pan 40 and pan B, and you have it every day. Medical
Which
doctors
also
have
comes in
said,
plastic.
medical doctors have said that the pan 40 and pan B are absolutely dangerous to consume because they will spoil your system, digestive system, and you will be just dependent on it.
And more medicines, more and more plastics
Yeah,
and scrap
and
and things,
microplastic is
and
going
again
on.
throwing it back into it.
Yeah, so they just don't understand. They want to be that ostrich and they want to go for all the sales and then just buy. It just makes no sense. And you're not buying good quality, number one. You're buying all that cheap stuff. Why is it on sale? Because they could not sell it. You know, they don't have a place to store it. They can't pay rent for the huge warehouses, so they want to get rid of it. They want to get rid of it, and they're luring you. They're making fools out of you. And you will buy it, and because you don't have space in your wardrobe, and you're like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What you're buying is not good quality cotton. You're buying some rayon, some polyester, and all those materials
Most of them
which are not
polyester.
hygienic. People are
Most of them
getting
are from
breast
polyester.
cancer, people are getting all these skin cancers and so many other things because of the fabric they're wearing. The body heat. There's so many other factors, but they just don't understand.
And this is pure ignorance, and there is absolutely no
Oh, they are not
effort
ignorant. They are
from there.
right in life. They just know too much. The WhatsApp University and YouTube University has taught them very well. Lekin they don't want to. Oh, it doesn't apply on me. It
Oh,
doesn't
you
apply
know,
on me.
The WhatsApp and Instagram and YouTube stories are amazing. You'll get thousands of likes, you'll get thousands of digital support. But when it comes to real conversions of actions, hardly a few percent of it. So that is when even I say that from a digital support also, when you are getting aware of certain problem of it, we should make sure that there is an instant action also on it. Otherwise, these digital supports or someone just sharing. I mean, you get those videos, right? In certain, as there was a nice video about waste management of it. I got it from so many groups of it. I said, yeah, everyone's forwarding it, but what are you guys doing about the things?
Practicing it.
So,
Exactly.
not just forwarding is not end of your responsibility, but actually implementing that is yours.
Exactly.
So we need to. I mean, this really needs to hit our consciousness that, and I don't know, it only can happen from more and more voices coming out of it,
We
more
have to
faster.
create. It'll happen. Don't be sad. It'll
Yeah,
happen.
but the thing is, we need more faster and more louder. That's my worry and this. Otherwise, it doesn't really make any effort of we all putting this much amount of it. If the niche segment or 1-2% of the population change, nothing is going to happen. I'm sorry to say, but that's a fact. But only when the mass consumers really start making behavioral changes is when it is going to really impact with the planet. Otherwise, 1% of it, even if they've done a good job, I'm sorry, they'll also be part of the problem which we are all going to face in the future.
Yeah, see, when they say CSR, corporate social responsibility, it needs to be done with due diligence, with full, I would say, with all wholehearted efforts. But unfortunately, what is happening? They all come in single or one person in one car or whatever on a Sunday or a Saturday morning. They all wear the same black colored t-shirts with logos. They carry their flex mein bana hua banner, and then they click a picture and they do all those activities. But just एक बार करने से क्या clean हो गया वो garden? You go there and have you ever checked वो जो आपने waste खाया है, where or what is happening with that waste? Where is that waste going? Is somebody recycling it? Is it going to the right person or is it going back in the river or lake? There has to be a follow-up.
When you talk about that coming in single car, I just remembered one person who was an ESG guy who came in Innova car of a diesel car alone. And he drives this every day for almost 30-40 kilometers up and down. So,
So that's what people do. And we can't even talk about public transport because for me, public transport is also only auto rickshaw. I don't even have a bus going anywhere close to my
no,
home.
this company has a huge bus flying every part of the city. So, but you don't want to take a shared transport of your own company.
So see, that is what you need to walk the talk.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
ESG people need to really walk the talk.
Yeah,
It's not about exactly.
everybody. So that needs to change and it is an individual change. Sometimes it feels that when we are talking about all these things, we are insulting them. But I think it's like showing mirror that guys, you have a huge amount of fun, and here we are doing everything for free, not even eligible to receive CSR funds because of the protocols and the paperwork. Okay? We don't have money at home that have like 500 and 2,000 notes hanging that we can just keep doing things for the good of the earth and you will ruin it. Just by this once a week photo op thing. This is the difference. If we are doing all these efforts, we will definitely speak and want everybody to be part of it, right?
Absolutely.
This is high levels of discrimination. And then they say, oh, you're doing social service.
No, it's for you. I mean, there was a company who asked me, "What is that we are going to get out of this?" I said, "Boss, you're going to get a good, better planet for this. You are going to save 300 plus amount of trees by using just amount of paper products that you use in your toilets and things like that." So it's not about just what am I getting out of this? What are we really contributing to this? It is a problem when you're part of it. You need to be a part of the solution. Please don't kind of look at an individual level. I mean, I don't know how to bring this until unless I think the stick is only which matters. We have either you stick or you give rewards. And these are two things which works.
Basically, we are fighting with corruption. We are not fighting with plastic pollution or anything else. We are fighting with corruption. And corruption is the biggest pollution that we have.
Exactly. So because plastic is recyclable. Most of the plastics are recyclable. They can be used in different aspects of it. But the thing is, they are not even getting into the recycling centers. Only 10 to 12% are getting into the recycling centers. What is happening to the remaining 80%, 90% of it? That's the problem actually.
That is being used in the waste to energy plants, where only dry plastic is supposed to go, but because of the vendors that want mass volume, they are putting wet waste so that it weighs more, and they are using that and causing pollution, and people are suffering because of lungs and bronchitis and all those kind of ailments. It's
Absolutely.
every problem is just directly connected to pollution. And you know we when we want to change, and when we want transparency, or when we want a kind of commitment from them, and they ask this question, so what is there for me? Like you said, that's very true. I always have my fixed answer, because that is the only truth that my poor community can offer them. I always tell them, you can get good fortune and blessings. That's what those poor people can give you, nothing else. Because good fortune and blessings, both you cannot buy from any supermarket. It has to be
Yeah.
earned by doing something really, really sincerely.
And I think the thing last which I can remember is we have to burn our own ships. I think there was a nice explorer who ventured into a new land. Just because he wanted his men to go further into the land, what he did was he burned his ship so that his men didn't have any other option but to really go forward and explore it. So as long as we have cheaper alternatives and unsustainable options out there,
Yeah,
consumers are still going to go
yeah.
back. So that is where we or the regulators, policymakers all need to kind of burn the ship. Otherwise, it's an easy, cheaper, convenient alternatives which are always going to be available for the mass consumers. And that is where I see that the ship needs to be burnt, and that is when we will bring in a change forcibly. Otherwise, waiting and watching is not going to help again. I mean, I've been telling this, I think, for the third or the fourth time because that's the truth. We are not going to sit and wait for it.
Yeah, I just want that everybody who's watching today, every time after every episode, every conversation, we always say the same thing, that you can replicate whatever you liked in today's conversation. This is the 36th episode, so 36 times they have heard and met 36 waste warriors from different parts of the country who are doing something different, something really honest, and honest attempt, very, very dedicated to what they want to do for the earth. But 36 times, all the participants had 36 chances to bring those 36 changes in their lives. And
Yeah,
I really hope that they can do that and just continue. And one plus
yeah,
one plus one, it slowly becomes 100 and 1,000 and more. But you need to add that one plus one every day and not forget yesterday's one. So
absolutely.
if you are at a stage in your life where you can afford only bamboo toothbrush, next is go for a tooth powder. Next is go for a bucket bath. Next is go for a bioenzymes based cleaner. Then go for just one by one keep replacing. And believe me, if you buy sustainable products, you will save so much on your medical bills. You will save so much on your the chemical wale cleaning agents that you buy, cleaning supplies.
Yes,
So you will be saving. It will be a long list of savings. So do some comparative analysis, or maybe they don't know. One of the next sessions, I think I'm going to organize a math. I'm going to bring CAs and all these economics people with some sustainability people and do some math ka chart and tell them, look, this is a visual graphic representation of how much can you save and how much health can you uh, build. Because
oh, that's a great thing. I think very important to bring up. Absolutely, like you said, the chemical products. I physically have kind of experience. I started switching over to organic, no chemical cleaners and things. I see a lot of change in myself as well. So in myself, my family. So very important to bring out the entire picture of from your medical bill to
Yeah.
your. It's not the product that you're buying. You're buying actually a good health also
Yes.
along with it.
Yeah.
And oh, that's a fantastic session. I think it will be if you bring the economies to this concept of
We
it.
will organize. Whoever knows, whoever out of this, please pitch in and we will organize the session. And let it be a national session. Everybody will join, whether they are ministers, MLA, MP, whoever they wants to join is most welcome. And we will just make at least, I don't know, 1 lakh people that day change something about their life.
Wow.
Because we have crores of people, imagine, crores of people. I
Yeah.
My heart cries when I see black river because children, when they draw and paint, they make blue rivers. I
Wow.
want them to see blue rivers. It's unfortunate that children are seeing black nalas. I really care for my students and children. At
I think
least it's for them.
every adult, yeah, every adult who just thinks about his child needs to not just leave the fortune, leave a greener planet for them. And that's a big thing that you're leaving. It's not just about the fortune, what you're going to live. Because everyone slogs every night and day trying to earn so much. For what? For your future generations. If you're not going to leave a planet for them, what's the point of leaving a fortune for them?
Exactly.
I know
There's
these are
so
all sounds very philosophical and this, but that's I'm talking about the true fact of it. So I got to know all of these things once I started educating myself. What is happening? What is the implications of this? How is it going to impact me as an individual? Only then it made me realize that there is a big problem out there and we need to solve it. So until unless we don't educate ourselves and we want to bring those actionable points from our end, uh, it is a tough thing for every one of us. So the first thing starts is educating all of ourselves. It needs to happen.
we will do it. We will do. I'm
And
sure we'll start. We'll start doing this. I think I'm also reaching a level where I think is just once in a week talking to a person from one part of the country and bringing them to 100 people is a good exercise, but we have to multiply this.
absolutely,
Every
like I
morning,
said, every
every
chapter,
morning,
every
yeah.
session.
Every morning we need to just start this session and people will join. And what is your question? Why are you not getting on the train to sustainable lifestyle? Ask your question, we'll tell you how to do it. We'll just do that. It's anyway free and everybody is on social media these days, so it's not like they are subscribing to something and paying for it, but we are going to do that. Any morning you are available, people, let's join at 8 o'clock or something and we'll make it a routine. He just join from wherever you are and start talking about what do you do for sustainability and how much did it cost you and how much your life has changed. I have changed all our cleaning things to bioenzyme based products. We clean our clothes, washing machine made, pocha, everything is bioenzyme based. So that shift is very easy. Bartan dhone ke liye, whatever thing, hand wash ke liye, everything is bioenzyme based. So it's done. You know, Everyone can make those simple changes. It's not a big deal. You just decide
That,
once and
that
do it. That's it. What what else? What
uh,
else do you need? You decide and do it. And then there are so many like online. They can buy from your website. There are so many people. They are educating
absolutely.
for free. There are Zoom sessions. There are so many workshops. Do it yourself. Umpteen number of options.
Exactly. So there's so many people who are working for this cause of it, and I think every one of us, like I said, you can bring in a change when you stop leaving at who gets the credit. But there are so many people of all of us need to just join together. Like you said, can start happening every day, every half a day, and then someone can join. Even one person joins, two people join, and start implementing it.
Yeah.
They'll bring in those revolutions. it is a revolution for me. It is a revolution that we need to bring in. I think I'm 100% part of it. Count me in any point of view as to how I can be a part of it, because I would love to, and that's my first pillar of educating and bringing more people on this aspect of sustainability.
The
So
other
thank
day,
you so much, Anila. I know that you were on a conference or
you
a
know,
workshop today,
yes, yes,
and you still have that energy when you're speaking about this sustainability. I see that energy in your voice. I see that kind of energy in bringing that sustainability amongst all the consumers and all the people who've joined in this. So thank you so much for doing this initiative of every Wednesdays having a waste warrior, and I'm so glad that I've been the 36th one in this. So really, we
you're
want to
most welcome.
amplify this work, and
Yes,
really want to have more and more people on this
we should.
thing of it.
We should. And I really appreciate that you made the switch and you decided to do a sustainable business, and you know you jumped or plunged in this, you know, in this new line or new stream. It is, of course, not a retirement benefits, and you don't get all of that. But then at least you have a happy retirement if you ever want to retire. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone wants to retire when they live a sustainable life because they're always happy. You don't say कि हाँ when I retire तब मैं ये करूँगा तब मैं वो वहाँ जाऊँगा. You just are happy every day because you are not being a burden on earth. So
yeah.
let's just be those people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining and accepting to be our guest. I'm sure people learn so much, and you can always post your petition link on the in the comment as chat, and link to your the online marketplace where people can go and buy. So yeah, we can definitely we can, and we want to do that. Uh, but there are so many things कि कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है that time नहीं मिल पाता, but I think we should do it.
No, no problem. You can always WhatsApp